Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today's card is card number 2 on my little A Fish's Journey trilogy card set that I am using Lawn Fawn's new summer release to make these cute little cards. So let's get started. So here is Lawn Fawn's Sunrise Backdrop. I used it in the previous card. I'll be using it again, but using it differently. This is Lawn Fawn's Tropical Backdrop that I'm going to be using for this card. I'm also going to be using the palm tree border. And these are the Stitched Simple Wavy borders and the Sandy Beach accents. So now I've already die cut everything. And so using this little sand dune, I guess you want to call it, from the palm tree border, I'm going to be using these Sandy Beach accents. These are going to die cut little slits and also give some stitching accents so you can tuck things into the sand. Is that not the most clever thing ever? I am totally in love with it. So I am lining up my tropical backdrop so I know where to place my little Sandy Beach accents. I'm going to tape those down. I'm going to run those through my die cut machine. So now that those are done, I'm going to pop those off, and you're going to see now that we've got a cute little stitched border and somewhere to tuck our cute images. So now I'm using stamps On the Beach, Keep on Swimming, and Smooth Sailing. I'm going to stamp these using my Misty so I can get a good crisp line so I can double stamp, triple stamp, whatever I feel like I want to do. And I'm going to be using, I did use Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink because I'm going to be Copic coloring. All the colors are up on the screen that I'm using. And I'm going to be going back and forth between the umbrella and the beach ball, and I'm going to be coloring them the same. Cute, fun, multicolored images. So for this first color, it is R35, 37, and 39. I'm going to lay down my light color, the medium, adding the dark, and then I'll blend it back out with the light color. And I'm just going to keep going through each section on these. And then I'll be coloring the seashells and the beach towel. Off camera, I finished adding the fish and the fish tank because I don't know what I was thinking, but I totally forgot. But you saw me do that in the previous video, and so I'm just doing the same little fish in this video. So I am going to add some music so you guys can finish watching the coloring, and I will be back in just a minute. now that we're done, I am going to ink up my background. So I already have my A2 size card base, and I'm just going to tape off at the fold, and I'm using some tumbled glass distress oxide ink, and I am just doing a quick laying down of color. I don't need to blend it super good because I kind of, number one, you're not going to see a ton of it. Number two, I kind of like a little bit of that choppy look for this image because it kind of feels like there's some white clouds going on, so I wasn't worried about getting a perfect blend for this image. So I'm going to remove the tape, clean up my area, and we're going to call that good. So now I'm going to take this tropical backdrop, and I'm going to adhere the palm fronds, which I cut out of Simon Says Stamp green leaf, and I'm just using some Lawn Fawn glue tube, and I'm going to adhere that down, making sure I have the right palm fronds for each palm tree. And I like that it can hang over the frame a little bit. I don't know, something about that kind of screams 3D to me, so I love that. So I am going to adhere this sunrise backdrop, but I'm flipping it over to where it looks like the sun is higher in the sky. So in my first video, it was where the sun was at the bottom of the card like the sunrise, and now this is at the top like it is in the middle of the sky. And I just love that there's so much versatility to that. So I'm just using some Lawn Fawn glue tube, and I'm going to adhere that down, trim off any excess, we're handmade card makers. It's not always the same when we cut things. Now I'm going to adhere the cute sand hill down, making sure not to glue where we had already used those little sandy beach accent die cuts. And we're just going to get this scene built. So make sure that sticks down. So what I decided for this tropical backdrop is to use some fun foam. I didn't use stick it to it. I wasn't worried about it. I ran it through my die cut machine. I'm just using some liquid glue, but you could apply stick it to it and run it through, and then adhere your Kraft cardstock on top of it. So I'm just going to adhere that down, making sure everything's lined up and fits good. And this will give me a little bit of dimension. You also could use foam tape. I just did not feel like cutting that much foam tape out and making sure everything fit. So I just opted to use fun foam, which works perfect. I did not need a crazy amount of dimension, but I did want some. So now I've just kind of laid my little pieces out. I'm tucking in the umbrella into the sand, a little seashell into that. We're going to be tucking in the beach ball into the other one, into the other little die cut hole that we made. Here's a third seashell that's going to just go on top. Just laying things out in a cute little way that just makes you feel like this little fish is going to be on the beach. Now, his first part of his journey in the first card was he was traveling to the beach. He was sailing in his little fish bowl. And now he has landed and he is playing and having a good time. So I'm taking the little grass pieces. I'm going to glue some behind and in front of the palm trees, and that will give you great visual dimension. I cut these out of Lawn Fawn. Oh, it was a dark green. I will find out what that color is and put that in the description below. And Simon Says Stamp green leaf. And I liked it in the two different colors. So using these tweezers, a little bit of liquid glue, and adhering that down. Like I said, behind and in front. Again, it gives it great, great dimension. Super fun, super cute. I just love these cute little oceany scene cards. They are absolutely my favorite. Now I'm just going to adhere this down to my backdrop. And then we can finish gluing, putting the scene together. Again, I used liquid glue. You could use a tape runner, but liquid glue is really strong and it works really good with this fun foam. So I'm lining everything up, adhering that down. And then let's get the rest of our images tucked in. So I'm tucking in the little fishbowl behind the palm trees. I like the idea that the palm trees are in front. To me, it makes it seem like, you know, you've got these forward trees. He's tucked in on this cute little island, and I like how that feels. So I've got these cute clouds, and I will tuck those behind the palm tree and have another little one up on the other side. We will have a little bird flying in the air. Adhere him down. And then we've got a few more seashells that I'm going to stick in and around. And I just love that cute little beach towel. The whole image just, it gives you the idea that he is having a fun beach day. He's relaxing and playing. I love it. These tweezers are fantastic for sticking little objects in. Tried using my scissors to help, but that didn't work. But the tool-in-one comes to the rescue. Okay, so now we have a little piece of ocean for the front, and I cut out the ocean, stitched simple wavy borders, and I am using a sentiment that says "Seize the Day." That is coming from one of those stamps that I think it is Smooth Sailing, but I don't remember for sure right now. I had lots of stamp sets out, you guys. So again, I prepped that paper with an anti-static tool. I'm using white embossing powder. And I'm going to heat that up. And I love Seize the Day. A lot of times on my cards, I don't stamp things on the inside because a lot of sentiments on the front can be for anything. And then later I can stamp something when I'm going to send it out or give it away or whatever. So we have this little thin piece of ocean, and I like that the visual is that we're looking from the ocean onto the beach. So I'm just going to adhere that down. I'm just using a tape runner for that real quick. Add that to the front. Super cute. Now, of course, I'm bringing in some white pen detail. On this one, I did not add any ink to the palm fronds, so I am just going to be using some white pen detail. Nothing super crazy. I'm kind of following the line that's already embossed in there from the die cut. I'm going to add some to the umbrella, to the fish, to the beach ball, to the grass. Just adding a few highlights. Those details really do make a difference on your card. So if you ever feel like your card is a little bit flat, add something like this. You'd be surprised at how much it brings your card to life. Adding a few dots here and there on the sand. And we will also be adding some brown marker to that. E55 is what I would be using. So finishing up on the palm trees. And I'm just following one edge of the palm tree. And here is the E57. I was making sure it was dark enough on a scrap piece of paper. Sometimes it looks dark and then the marker dries and you're like, it doesn't even look like you put anything down. So again, this is E55, and adding a few dots here and there helps bring that sand to life. So now I'm going to take some glossy accents. I'm going to add to the little circle on the top of the ball, to the little circle on top of the umbrella, and to the little flaps that are hanging down on the umbrella. Also to the seashells, because I felt like those needed to be glossy and shiny and a little 3D. You could also add it to the bubbles if you wanted for the fish, but I wasn't worried about that this time. And then I took a glitter jelly roll pen and added a few more dots to the sand so it was glittery. And then I had these little beautiful teal aquamarine little glass beads, and I attached those down with some liquid glue. And that card is finished. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate all of your support. If you like what you've seen, please thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Please share with your crafty friends. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for card number 3 in this cute little A Fish's Journey trilogy, and I'll be back. Thank you so much. Bye.